This is Orlando Sentinel Now.
Hello and welcome. It's Friday, July 30th, and this is Orlando Sentinel Now. I'm your host, Joe Mario Pedersen, and joining me today, I have politics editor Steve Lemongello and theme park reporter Dwayne Bevel. Thank you all so much for being here. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. Breaking news. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis announced an executive order today in which he'd be granting the power for parents to make the decision on whether or not their children wear face masks in school. The decision overturns any mandate made by any county here in Florida. Now, as I said, the governor made that announcement today at a press conference. I believe we have some audio. Let's go ahead and take a look and a listen right now.
Very soon, I'll be signing an executive order which directs the Florida Department of Education and Department of Health to issue emergency rules protecting the rights of parents to make this decision about wearing masks for their children. We think that that's the most fair way to do it. You know, I have young kids. My wife and I are not going to do the mask with the kids. We never have. I want to see my kids smiling. I want them having fun. Look, if a parent really feels that this is something that's important for their kid, we're not stopping that. They absolutely have every right to equip their student with whatever types of masks that they want and have them go to school if they believe that that's a protection that's important for their children. I think that's the fairest way to do it, to let the parents have the decision.
All right, Steve Lemongello, I want to come over to you now. With this news coming out, I'm wondering, how does this affect Orange County's emergency state that Jerry Demings announced on Wednesday? Does it change anything?
So what happened last year is a lot of local counties had mask mandates and other restrictions for far longer than the state did, because as much as DeSantis says like Florida was a laboratory of freedom and whatnot, pretty much a good chunk of the population in a lot of the major cities and counties still had a lot of mandates and restrictions. So of course he had the legislature pass a law that essentially the governor at any time can just overturn any local restrictions that are put in place. And essentially tries to bar local governments from putting in any restrictions, because DeSantis is very anti-mask mandates. To be fair, recently he's done a lot of rhetoric being anti-mask in general. He went to Utah the other day and essentially said that joked about how no one there was wearing masks. I don't see you guys complying. Did you not get the CDC's memo? He had a secret meeting last week with a Los Angeles psychiatrist who gained notoriety for a tweet that called people who wear masks essentially, the R word. So he also called wearing masks child abuse. So that's sort of like the waters that DeSantis is swimming in here. But his spokesperson said that Orange County's state of emergency, in which there's really not a mandate, it's sort of like he's urging businesses, to have mask restrictions. He's urging people to wear masks. DeSantis's spokesperson said that that's really, quote, not inconsistent with Governor DeSantis's position that, voluntary action is just as effective. So as far as oranges goes, as long as there's not any, specific mandates, it seems like for now that they will leave orange alone.
Certainly a story that we'll be keeping our eyes on, though, as more developments keep coming. Steve, thank you so much. Dwayne, coming to you now for some pretty big theme park updates that we got going on, coming out of Legoland, which has given us its latest update on its Peppa Pig theme park rides. Can you tell us more?
Right. So Peppa Pig Theme Park is supposed to open sometime next year. They just announced this in February. It's from the makers of Legoland. It's not a part of Legoland. It's next to Legoland. So it's separate gate, all the whole thing. And it's geared to preschoolers quite heavily, as the rides demonstrate. The whole park is based on a British cartoon, sort of educational. I've seen a lot of them on YouTube. They're short. They're very preschool, So the 6 rides they have revealed are all based on characters from Peppa Pig. And, they're built for preschoolers. So they're not particularly, they're not intense. There is one called Daddy Pig's Roller Coaster, which they sort of bill as the perfect first coaster for brave little piggies. So, they did send a picture of that, or a rendering of that, and it does have a little bit of height to it, but I don't, you're all going to ride together with a preschooler. So, adjust your expectations. There's also Peppa Pig's balloon ride, Granddad Dog's pirate boat ride, Grampy Rabbit's dinosaur adventure, Mr. Bull's high striker, and Peppa's pedal bike tour.
I gotta admit, Daddy Pig's roller coaster sounds like that could be confused for a metal band. But yeah,
Rock
but
on.
the rest sound like they're really delightful.
So there's also going to be some, they identified some play areas, which I won't read them all. Although I do like seeing Madame Gazelle's nature trail. Fun to say.
That does have a nice ring to it.
There's a splash pad called Muddy Puddles Splash Pad, which apparently is a recurring thing in Peppa Pig. I'm not up to date on my Peppa. There's going to be live shows and an indoor movie theater sort of thing. So, and there's going to be more than these 12, 15 things to be announced.
Did Legoland give us any update as to when a grand opening might be taking place?
Yes and no. So I don't think they've even said a season. You know, sometimes they'll come out and say spring 2022 or whatever. But they are selling vacation packages now for travel that begins April 1st. So that's an indication that by April 1st, we should be able to go to Peppa Pig's theme park. I'm sure there's some small type in there about that. But they're already selling annual passes for that. And later they're going to sell some sort of combo deals. I don't know if it's an annual pass or ticket, it's unclear. That sort of combine other Merlin attractions in the area. So it could be Peppa Pig plus Legoland, or maybe Madame Tussauds Orlando, or a Sea Life Aquarium. Those kind of things are combo deals that are currently available.
Well, if you're hyped about Peppa Pig's theme park coming out, or you got a kid who might be sure to follow Dwayne for the updates as they continue to come out. And you can find them at orlandosentinel.com, where, of course, you can find the other stories that we talked about here today on OSN as well. For those of you who are subscribers to the Orlando Sentinel, thank you so much for supporting our work and supporting local journalism. If you want to become a supporter, it's easy to do so. All you need to do is visit orlandosentinel.com/subscribe, where you can get all these kinds of stories and more. As for OSN, that'll do it for us today. But a big thank you to Steve Lemongelos and Dwayne Bevel for keeping us filled in what's going on in our community. We'll be back again with more news next week. We'll see you then. Stay healthy and stay safe.
Watch Orlando Sentinel Now live every weekday at noon on our Facebook page and on orlandosentinel.com.